What are you so mad at? I could tell you.
Another one.
What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Savage.
SBS 105 is out. I haven't read it, but I have been told that by a legion of people, my entire Twitter timeline is just www. I mean, we're hyperlinking out here, and Oda came through. He didn't come through in the canon, but I mean, he came through, right? He basically said, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let Randy have this one. I'm gonna give him one. I'm gonna give him one." We have been preaching over here. The Church of Kurozumi Tama. Yeah, we thought we were down and out. There was a time where we thought we were down and out. Then the Tama backstory. And I remember I said it in the stream. I was like, what do those graves say? And I called out Saeed in the chat because I know that he can, read kanji and everything like that, and he does some translations, and I was basically like,
Savage.
Does that say Kurozumi? Is there any chance? And he couldn't really tell because it was a little scuffed. But Japanese fans went in later and they were like, you know what, I think it does say Kurozumi. So someone asked Oda, does it? And Oda said, yes. She is Kurozumi.
Woo!
3 years. 3 years. Three years of Kurozumi Otama. Finally confirmed.
Surprise, motherfucker.
This is big news. This is big news. So, I've also been told that there's a lot of other spicy stuff in this SBS. So we're definitely going to be getting into all of it. Very much so. Getting into all of it. I want to thank everybody for being in here, okay? And yes, like the Tama video came out 2 years ago, 2 and some change or whatever, but I am the first person in the community to bring it up. 3 years ago, I put it on Reddit. When her official colors came out, and her hair color was purple, and Orochi's hair color was purple, that was the original theory, was that Orochi was Tama's dad. Like, obviously that part of the theory wasn't there, but the crux of the theory was more so about the plight of the Kurozumi and what happened to them, right? Which is what made the Hiyori part a little muddled, but Oda apparently went back and he kind of clarified that as well. So the basic idea was that Momo and Tama were paired together, right? And essentially, the Kosuke were responsible for the demise of the Kurozumi clan. Like, not even tangentially, like literally, like it's their fault. So, it's like, was Orochi wrong? Absolutely, in the way that he went about everything, but there was a genocide committed against his people, and not all of them were bad. So I wanted Tama to be that character that brought to light everything about the injustices that were done to the clan. Now, Oda didn't put that into the main story, but, you know, he's kind of leaving it between the lines. So it's for us. It's for us to get through everything. But Oda has confirmed, officially, Kurozumi Tama. So shout out to everybody that, you know, has been messaging me all day about the W. All right. It recontextualizes a lot of Wano in a positive way, because you can go back to any scene with Momo and Tama and you can read it with a deeper lens. Like the scene where, you know, Momo is basically telling Tama, like, hey, like, I'm royalty. Like, you need to listen to me and everything. And, you know, here's, you know, this person whose entire clan was essentially persecuted by this person's family. And it's just like, okay, Momo-kun, like, she's basically just not putting him on a pedestal at all. And why should she? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah. Let's see, I'm just catching up on the chat. Rosie I said emergency meeting. Loving the Tamas in the chat. He's saying WW Big Dub. Skater, member for 11 months, W. Definitely Zach said big fan, by the way. First time catching a stream live. Appreciate you. Seeing a lot of members in the chat. Kev Dog's here. Maxo, Barry, Chitty. Jake Wilson said, on a plane with a crying baby, needed this stream. Well, as long as you got the Wi-Fi, I got you. All right, we're here. Alexander said, hi, Randy. When Hiyori said on stage that Kurozumi were born to burn, that meant Orochi specifically. We did talk about this. That it meant more if it was a singular thing. And we talked about it from the perspective of both. If it was plural, obviously, Hiyori in the mud. Singular? Yeah. Orochi, charcoal, being born to burn. Yeah. Let's see. And you were blaming Oda to be wrong in any way. Finally, author himself. No, we did talk about if it was singular on Orochi, then it was fine. We talked about, you go back to the stream, like we talked about it from both perspectives. Plural, bad. Singular, it works. I mean, is it still sending a bad message and and all of that? Like, sure, it's not the best message, but Orochi is trash. So, yeah. Hey, Clip, what's up? Reese. Let's see. Andhika said, do you think Sukiyaki knows about Tama's lineage? See, that was a thing that I really wanted to come out of it as well, was that he was trying to atone for the sins of his family by basically taking care of Tama. Like that was something that I wanted to come out of it, and unfortunately it never did. But I think he did know. I just wish it came out in the canon, Zigzag said, oof, not using Tama to reconcile the clans is an L. I agree, but Oda's backtracking here a little bit. Thomas said they had us in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. It would be... Paul, I have not read the full SBS, just the Tama part. If we go back to Wano, there's a good opportunity for, a scene between Tama and Momo. Like, that would clean up a lot of stuff if Oda wanted to give that to us. So... All right, so I am on Twitter right now, and basically I'm going to be using Artur's Twitter because I'm sure Artur has put up, what what everything is. So we're going to do this live. I'm going to read the rest. We're going to talk about it. And let's see. So I know there's some spicy Zoro stuff apparently. Let's see, what's the best place for this? I guess right there is probably fine. Right.
Savage.
Very motivated I said, it's a boy too loud at work this morning when someone asked who had a baby. I felt silly explaining everything. Hashtag Tama for Nakama. Hashtag Nami for mommy. Oh yeah, it's a boy.
Woo!
There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. I know how to fix this. One moment, guys. There we go. Okay, so we've got this thing about Zoro's family tree here. Right. So obviously this is very complicated. Are we learning who Zoro's parents are and stuff? This is kind of wild. All right. Okay, Zoro's family tree. 55 years ago, we had Shimotsuki Kozaburo, the old man, right? He makes the Wado Ichimonji. Enma is crafted. Present for a 4-year-old Odin. Okay, so he gives it to Odin when he's 4 years old. In a group of 25 people, he sets sail from Wano. This includes Ushimaru's older sister, Furuko, and the carpenter, Minatomo. Who is Furuko? Is this Zoro's mom? Is this Kuina's mom? AJ1218, my guy, member for 21 months, said Sanji Supremacy eating well tonight. He gets an arc, and Zoro gets an SBS. Ooh, yeah.
Oh shit, here we go again.
See here, okay. 52 years ago, In East Blue, they defeat in battle a group of mountain bandits, Haguma the bear, attacking a village. 10 of them decide to settle there. Together, they create Shimotsuki Village. Roronoa Pinzoro. Mitsuki Fudiko. Why is Oda doing this in an SPS? His dad is a swordsman from that village. This is Zoro's grandfather.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's so true. Sanji got a whole arc. He got 2 flashbacks. Zoro got like 2 pages with Kuina. Zoro, you want a flashback? You want an arc like Sanji?
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
That's Oda. That's Oda saying. Like, he did this with Kid and now Zoro, like...
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
I agree. Okay. Shimotsuki Ushimaru's older sister. So we had been told that Ushimaru was like an uncle, or was that just the theory? I feel like that was something that we knew. Chrissy, member for 21 months. Sigh. Oh yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. So they have a son named Uroro no Arashi. He died in a battle against pirates. Why is this not a backstory? Why is this not a backstory? Like, this could have been, we could have had like some contextualization onto like why Zoro becomes a pirate hunter in the first place and why he doesn't want to be a pirate. His dad was killed by pirates. I mean, it's still, you know, Nami's mother was killed by pirates. Frankie's parents were probably killed by pirates, but were also pirates. So it's a little like Nami's, kind of retreading a little bit of that, but what pirate? Like, could we find out that it was something personal? Someone personal to the story? I mean, the age wouldn't necessarily work out for like Mihawk or Shiryu, who wasn't a pirate at the time, but it's like making that personal, and like that's the kind of drama that would like feed the story if we knew who these pirates were, and then Zoro goes after them at some point. AJ1218 said, worst part, my theory about Zoro's parents being killed by stairs is finally debunked by after 20 years. They all died by stairs. You know, but I've been thinking about the stair thing, a bit lately too, and I wonder if that, goes back to Ippon Matsu talking about, the cursed blades. If the Wadoichi Manji had some sort of
Savage.
curse, kind of like the Katetsus do. Could that have been, anybody who has a curse blade befalls a terrible death? Like, was that what the Wado Ichimonji brought Kuina? I don't know. Axo said, no. You see, Zoro's dad got turned into a dog. Inuarashi. The answer was right in front of us the whole time. I don't think I got to that part.
Savage.
Shout out to Scuba7. Appreciate you. See. This is probably why it wasn't revealed in the story, because he is barely related to Ryuma. He just happens to have a little bit of the Shimotsuki blood. Oda just wants him to be his own character, not a shadow of someone else. I get that, but then if that was the case, he wouldn't have Luffy's grandfather be the top marine and his dad be the most wanted man in the world, and Sanji's dad be this crazy warmonger. Everybody on the crew has to be tied through some sort of crazy lineage to make this Destiny Chosen One story work. So, let's see. Okay. So then you have a girl from that village with Shimotsuki Kozaburo. Now, do we know what the relationship is between Kozaburo and Furiko? Are they sisters? Are they cousins? Wait. Let's see, hold on. Ushimaru's older sister Furiko. So do we know what Ushimaru is to Kozaburo? Anyway, they have Koshiro, then some random... Oda didn't even bother to give Kuina's mom a name. Matter of fact, he didn't even bother giving Zoro's mother a name. Oda, you hate moms. Oda hates moms. I'm surprised he even named Shimotsuki Furiko. Alright, so Zoro's mom was the daughter of thieving bandits. Terra. Oh, okay, alright, so she does have a name. Her name is Terra. So she was Roronoa Terra. So her hair is probably green because Terra is another word for earth, which is in the translation note. Okay. Roronoa Terra. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little... Either way, he still hates moms because he didn't bother. It's Kuina doesn't matter. It's that's almost what Oda's saying.
You loyal.
Died in an accident. Right, yeah, we know that. Okay, so the Wado Ichimonji goes to Zoro. So Oda is it's not even so much Zoro's family tree, but it is that, but it's following more the Wado. Alright. So then, here at the bottom, which can't really show based on everything, the way that I have it set here. So, but anyway, Terra was probably a moss head. That's the joke. That's the joke. That's the joke. That ship that set sail from Wano country included Shimotsuki Furiko, whose older brother was the former daimyo of Ringo, Ushimaru. The man who referred himself as so-and-so when he met a young Yamato. He is the descendant of Shimotsuki Ryuma, samurai of legend of the Wano country who Zoro met in Thriller Bark. So if you put two and two together, that means, well, that's as far as I'll say, even Zoro himself isn't aware of this very, very strange fate tale. But he could have been. He should have been. He should have been. He should have known this. This would have been a beautiful story. Arashi, Terra, died of an illness, like Usopp's mom. Retreading some ideas here, but That made Zoro an orphan. We could have explored that, what being an orphan meant to Zoro. Essentially being raised by Koshiro. So Kuina, who's his cousin, would have been more like a sister to him. On top of being a rival. You know, it would have been great if it was something like Arashi dies first. Then Terra contracts an illness. Zoro hates pirates.
Savage.
Dedicates his life to the sword like his father because his father was a swordsman, right? Or his grandfather was a swordsman. Shout out to the boy, Ty. What'd my man say? I said, sorry I'm late, Captain. It's after hours at the Smithsonian and they're passing out flyers in the parking lot about some dope exhibit they didn't let anyone see. Hey, we got this thing. Y'all can't go, though. He's dying. How Wano come back from the grave to harass us more? What up, Savage Crew? Hashtag the roast of Wano. We've been roasting a little bit. I mean, we reveled in the W. We're only 2 SBSs in, but the first one, that's a hitter.
Another one.
My guy AJ came through with the flex to say sup Ty. We got some flex goats in the chat. Definitively Zach said, here's where my theory comes in. Zoro's mom's name is Terra, Earth, right? Sanji's mom is Sora, Sky, yes. Okay, what if Luffy's mom is Umi or Imu River? Oh my god. Or if that's Nami's mom, Nami's real parents. I mean, I think it would be more fitting if it was Nami, but Monkey D. Umi. You're on the right track. There's definitely someone that's going to be named Umi. Obviously, we have Imu. Oh my god, the Imu or is Luffy's mom, theories are going to get out of control, especially if you factor in what you're saying, because you're on the right track. Terra and Sora having Umi. Land, sea, and air, the monster trio. I mean, that's canon to me. Not necessarily Imu, but if we have Imu and Umi, oh my god. Monkey D. Umi.
That's a spicy meatball!
See. Ty, did you see the Tama business? Did you see that after 3 years we got our true vindication from Oda? Whole community out here. This was the community today.
Randy, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Let's see. AJ1218, my man said, every Straw Hat lineage is important. Chopper's dad is Rudolph confirmed. Can't wait for the North Pole arc. I think it's going to be more so that Hiralook is important. Like, what was he on rocks? Like, something like that. You know, was Koreha on rocks? There's something there. Elijah Hernandez said, am I the only one who doesn't care about Zoro's lineage? What makes Zoro interesting is how simple yet fully realized his motivations are. It's what separates him from the rest of the crew. I mean, I wouldn't boil his ambitions down to a simplification. His, Luffy's, Sanji's, like, it's all nebulous and involves a lot of different pieces. I mean, even Usopp's is just like, okay, what exactly is a brave warrior, you know? Whereas, like, Nami's is something that's tangible. Like, you can kind of comprehend that. Like, you want to map the world. Like, obviously, it's vast and huge and everything like that, but it's physical. It's... I love lore. I love Lamp. So this Zoro business is extraordinarily interesting to me. I just wish it was in the story. I wish Tama's lineage was in the story. Drek the Drek said, there's a slim chance that Zoro's hard still work mattered. He could have descended from generic duds. One Piece genes can be ruined in one generation. Yori and Brule, despite their lineage, were weak and worthless. I don't like. I wouldn't say Hiyori was weak and worthless. Hiyori had some good moments, you know. And the final moment, you know, it is, you know, backtracking and clarifying, and, you know, we'll revisit that last chapter, but that chapter's still not good. And Brule, I mean, Brule's power was OP. And I missed when Lavish Bracket played, but, you know, this is definitely for Ty right here. Lavish Bracket, you know, Lavish Bracket. Gotta have it. Do you see that jacket? Gudliff said, this SBS should be called I Ran Out of Time, sorry. Spicy Kimchi, a member for 3 months, said 10 out of 25 Wano peeps settled. 15 still out there. Tashigi has Wano ancestors. I mean, it's an interesting thought. You know, if she has some Shimotsuki blood, that would imply, you know, or clarify why she would even look like Kuina to begin with. So, you know, I'm okay with that. Alexander said, I'm just glad it's confirmed he isn't a clone. There was something that implied that he was a clone. Whose theory was that? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. See people mentioning Matt. Is Matt in the chat? Oh, there's my guy Matt. He said, "Sup, chat? How y'all doing?" You know, we gotta talk about this. You know, we gotta talk about this SBS here. Gotta revel in the channel W. Kurozumi Otama confirmed after 3 years. We just went through Zoro's lineage, and Matt, why is none of this in the story? There was a fun theory that was thrown out here, right? Because we have Zoro's mom confirmed to be Terra, Earth, right? Sanji's mom, Sora. So someone mentioned. I mean, it's right here, so let me get their name. definitely Zach, suggested basically Monkey D. Umi, right? Which, of course, some people will say Emu, but that we would have someone's mom be Umi. And I love it being Luffy because then it's Land, Sea, and Air as the monster trio, but I also like it for Nami. If we find out Nami's real mother or something. That said, I knew you'd hop on today to gloat. So... I mean, if we're talking that, then, we might as well just bring this back real quick.
What are you so mad at? I could tell you feel something. Another one.
All right, let's. The SBS has a ton of questions, and we've only gotten through 2. So let's see here. All right, so what did Arctur say? Momoko Sakura was the mangaka of children's manga. Close friend of Oda who passed away in 2018. Now an homage to her manga exists canonically within the world of One Piece. In which respect? Let's see. Okay. In chapter 1045, Next Level, Kaido mentions illustrated stories. But does that mean that manga does not exist in the One Piece world? Does that mean Kaido doesn't read One Piece? Yes, I brought up the concept of pictures, books, and illustrated stories. Basically just that. I mean, you could essentially call Nolan the Liar a picture book. Because that's, at least the cover of it is. So let's see. For illustrated stories, think of them like manga of One Piece world. There's no concept of speech balloons like in manga, so instead the story is progressively told in the form of sentences and paragraphs found in a text box within each panel. Nolan the Liar. Famous titles include The Warrior Sees Sora. Okay, so it's basically a manga. Okay, I like that. Fire Dog. Pokemon. Monkey Ball. Okay. Ball. Obviously a Dragon Ball reference. There's a Monkey Ball video game by Capcom, if I remember. Obviously, like a lot of references there. Sun Wukong. Pokemon is a combination between Pokemon and Doraemon. I don't know if there's anything with Fire Dog. And then Mariko-san. That's just a nice tribute based on what Artur had said before. So. I like that. Let's see. Hunter said, anyone have a link to the SBS? I'm just looking on Artur's Twitter. So New World Artur Twitter. Gudliv said, can't wait to see Kaido flashback in SBS 106. Guy Chin said, Roronoa needs more lore in the Lost Direction race. Wait till they get to Monkey Ball Z. That's what Maxo said. Oh god, amazing. All right, so let's see here. Oda drew Kaido if he ate a sour plum. It's too sour. All right. Oda's wording in this SBS to imply that the Hiyori scene was the last scene of Wano. He mentioned really wanting to draw in last year's. Oh, so the scene that he was like, oh, I hope I can draw it right. He was referring to Hiyori's scene? We're just going to leave that one alone. Oda confirms that the Marine Kuruma, Black Horse, is indeed based on Japanese actor Akira Kobayashi. So this guy, if he's based on an actor, then that means that he's admiral level, right? We're going to start power scaling Kuruma. Shout out to Ian Dar. Welcome to the channel.
Another one.
He also mentions how he wasn't planning to have Ryukyu have black hair, since all admirals are black-haired, so he instead gave Kuruma lighter colored hair for a change. So he confirmed that Green Bull has black hair. Okay, we like that. I get to the Artur specific things here. Stuff that he wrote. Okay. There's our big W right there. Oda, I'll put it bluntly. Tama's real name is Kurozumi Tama. But then does that mean she'd be hated by those around her? In the last scene of Wano, Hiyori firmly declared that the Kurozumi were born to burn. Does that mean that people like Tama would be included in that? Obviously not. If you paid attention to her story, you would understand she's referring to Orochi alone in the singular. So how would others react if they found out O-Tama has Kurozumi blood? I want you to try and think that yourself, because I don't have the time to write it. Both in the past and present, this is still a very prevalent issue in our society that you should have tackled in the main manga. Still love you, Oda. Let's see. Considering that only 10 of the 25 travelers from Wano stayed at Shimotsuki, I wonder if one of them settled elsewhere in the East Blue and eventually led to Tashiki's birth, making her a relative of Kuina. Would finally explain this long mystery. Okay, so someone brought that up in the chat, but Artur tweeted it as well, and I really like that. Artur said, his ancestor, Ryuma, great uncle, Ushimura, aka Green Bull. I hated that theory. No offense to anybody who really liked it or made videos about it. Zoro grandma, Shimotsuki Furiko. Zoro's grandpa, Roronoa Pinzuru. Zoro's dad, Roronoa Arashi. Zoro's mom, Tara. I mean, we went through all of that. Where's the rest of it? Is that all that's come out? There's got to be more, right? I mean, that was enough to basically talk for an hour, but let's see. Okay, there was something about the raid suit, so let's see. Oda reveals Sanji's scientific alterations gave him abnormally high resistance to heat, even in the past. The way he words it infers this is why his leg doesn't burn off with Diable Jambe. Though he doesn't say Diable Jambe itself is caused by these alterations. Okay, so that also is
Another one.
Because immediately when we met the Germa kids, more than 3 years ago, and they were genetically modified, I said, Sanji is not a failure. This is the explanation of Diable Jambe. This is why he has an affinity for heat and doesn't burn his leg off. So Oda is confirming that.
Another one, and another one.
I do still want it to be like there was some Lunarian splicing in there too, though. Let's see. Raidsu brought out some latent scientific alterations, which resulted in his eyebrow changing direction over the course of a few chapters in his fight with Queen. In the same shape as the other Vinsmoke siblings. Changed back after the fight, however. So, Oda's basically calling out to essentially what, you know, if you aren't involved in the community, it may have been something that nobody, if you're just reading it, you're not watching Twitter or YouTube and everybody pointing it out, it's something that you could easily miss. So I get why Oda put that in there, and I like that. Oda says that currently Chopper does not yet have the medical capability. Okay, so he was asked about why he didn't cure the smiles. And this is another thing that we talked about. It may have been like Chopper didn't necessarily know how. Oda said that currently Chopper does not yet have the medical capability to make the medicine that can reverse the smile laughing effects. Oda says there are things we can't do anything about in this world, but believes that the people of Wano will pull through. AKA, we're never going back to Wano. They're stuck like that. Sorry, killer. Again, Oda with the sorry, Chopper.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
So that also means that Vegapunk may, not be able to do it either. All right, but anyway, Artur also says, do note that Oda specifies yet for Chopper. This is just my personal speculation, but maybe things might be different once he achieves his dream. Now, Chopper's dream is to cure any ailment. So, I mean, I would like him to come back and actually have the facilities to do that. All right, I'm coming back to the chat. Matt said, I can't with you, bro. Let's see. I haven't been looking at the chat for a minute, so I gotta catch back up. So I was just like reading everything. Let's see. We got Vern in here. What's up, man? And said, at least it's not from Viver cards. SBS is more legit. Yeah, I mean, because the Viver card said that Tonoyasu didn't eat a smile, and then we got like a scene that very much implied that he did in the canon manga. It's just like, but I actually, I did like it a little better if he didn't eat that. And then he was just like, falling into everybody's pace and pretending to be like, I was on board with that. But, I guess it's still up in the air. As I said, there's a new subdivision of the Savage Pirates. Fable is Dr. Dre, Mark Creasy is Snoop, Ty is Suge. Ty, don't go full Suge though. This is Pac, the Death Row of the Savage Pirates, aka the Back Outside Boys. Matt said, "Let me in." I have the green screen for the Stream Deck. I really wish I had that Eric Andre to press the button for that, but I didn't upload it into the deck yet. Matt said, Chopper learning to rewrite or fix DNA could mean what? Could he endgame remove the sea weakness from Devil Fruit Eaters so at the end Luffy can swim in the seas? So that he's freest? Finding a way to beat the Devil's Curse would be like a really crazy Oda thing to do. So you have these powers and you're not cursed anymore.
Savage.
Like now I'm like, I really like that, Matt, because it's kind of like I'm imagining a scene, at the end of the series where Luffy just like is swimming, and that's his freedom. I mean, he's probably still an anchor anyway. I don't think he ever learned how to swim, but that's a fun idea, though. I do like that. Because technically, I mean, that could be considered a disease, too. Chopper wants to cure everything. Mark Creasy said Chopper is not doctoring. He was definitely not doctoring. Well, I guess he did a little doctoring, but not enough. All right. Gudliff said, at this rate, Kid's crude doctor will outshine Chopper. He's been eating L's from Law and Marco the last 200 chapters. Hey, we talked about this. As much as we like Law was every Straw Hat, all right? Play Shaka Khan's I'm Every Woman, but just I'm every Straw Hat. Like, dude was a doctor, a swordsman. He navigated the crew. He was a captain. Yeah. Was sneaky, like Sanji. Gave exposition, like, what Robin was supposed to do. It's good. It's good that he's kind of doing his own thing. Matt said, right, he gets to swim for the first time. I love that, dude. I love it. Axo said, imagine Luffy's dream is just swimming. When I was thinking everything before, that had come, through my head. And I was like, but it's so rooted in something else that I don't know if we could actually, I don't know if we could do that. I don't know if that could be Luffy's dream. I mean, I like it, but the thing is then it means that Roger's dream was that he wanted to swim, but he didn't eat a fruit, so he could have done that at any time. Luffy swimming through the all blue. That'd be fun. That said, Luffy wanting a giant pool party with all of his friends should be the thing he revealed to the crew. That's his ultimate dream. It's the ultimate party. Yep, and then he doesn't have to have a floaty on. Do I think Law's fruit could remove the devil fruit from devil fruit users? I doubt that. But if there was some sort of line indicating specifically during the Blackbeard and Law fight that Blackbeard was very interested in Law's fruit, then I would be like, maybe, and Law just doesn't know how to do it, but I don't think so. Reno. This is a good callback. I like this. What do you think, Randy? Is Enel is a lighter for Sanji explained? So this is the in-canon explanation as to why Enel did not kill Sanji when he blasted him, when he lit the cigarette, which is still like one of my maybe top 3 moments in the series. Thanks for the light, but. The thing about it is that I love it as an explanation for it, but it doesn't explain how, like, Kamakiri survives, and Laki, and so many others that just get hit by Enel, like Pagaya. Like, a lot of people really should have died, and Enel. the ending of Skypiea just like, I remember watching Skypiea for the first time, you know, and reading it because I was weekly during it. And at the end of it, I wasn't weekly for all of it. I started getting weekly at the very end of it. But there was so much tension in that. Like, it really felt believable that a lot of these people died, and then it just completely gets undercut. But that's Oda. Chad Ocho, what's up? It's a good thing to think about, though. Roger's mustache was too heavy for him to swim, but he couldn't shave it. Couldn't shave it. Couldn't bring himself to do it, so... Let's see. Caleb, we did take the W today. We did. We did. We take this. We accept these. It's our favorite letter in the alphabet. We love W's. And this one is one of the sweetest of all. A fully original theory that most people were not on board with. Yeah. Let's see. Did I miss anything in the SBS? Is there any SBS that... I'm gonna go to Artur's actual website to see if he uploaded anything or if he just did it on Twitter. SBS question corner. Oh, my boy hasn't updated his site since 101. He's just a Twitter man now. we got the Maxo and Matt alliance here. Luffy's dream is to swim. Let's see. I'm checking the Discord to see if there's anything on the Discord that we missed. But in the meantime, there's also a new video out. It's basically the 1076 video. It was a little late because everything with the move and Chrissy just got here, so. But one of my biggest takeaways is that this whole Dory and Bragi stuff just implies more and more that Luffy was on the same path as Roger. It's like, and I love what Crocus says to Luffy when he's like, "Are you sure you want to go to Whiskey Peak?" It's almost like, "Hey, do you want to go to Dinosaur Island?" But we knew Roger had a year to live, so he definitely wasn't waiting a year on Little Garden. So he tested his fate, and he kept going. And we already know that he went to Jaya, he went to Water 7, he went to Skypiea. So it's just Luffy is literally following in this man's footsteps completely. Chad Ocho said, hey, we got the GOAT Matt Owens in here. You know, Matt Owens is in the chat. Gudliff said, best SBS yet. I mean, I'm inclined to agree. You know. Woo! It's about to get spicy. Let's see. Never seen so many dogpile the best arc in One Piece. My egghead omelet is seasoned with salt. We talking about Wano as the best arc? Wano's okay. Wano's okay. And it'll get better with time. The more stuff that Oda feeds us in the SBS that should have been in the story, Wano will just get better. But, more flashbacks we get in story that apply to Wano, then, you know, things will get better. But it might be, you know, like top 15 for me. You know, there's a lot of arcs. There's a lot of... Wano was fun. Mostly because of you guys. Is this said Chrissy about to start talking like an E40 rap? I don't think so. That said, that's a weird way to pronounce Enies Lobby. More like that's a weird way to pronounce Alabasta. I love Enies Lobby, but I still stand by and I love everything and how it all culminates. But my favorite part of Enies Lobby is Water 7. The same way that I love Impel Down more than I love Marineford, and I love them both. Like, they are both top tier. But it's like I have Impel Down over Marineford, and I have Water 7 over Enies Lobby. But if you combine them and you don't split them, then, you're just into a completely other stratosphere. So. DJ said Wano was the best week to week because of this group of pirates. I agree. Like, Wano was the best community experience that I've had. It's still not my favorite arc, but because of our community. Like, yes. Mark said, are we respecting Kid yet or no? And Matt immediately said, no, Mark. No. Look, like I said in the last video, and I wish I also put this in the stream deck. I gotta really update the stream deck. But that all played out basically like Kid pulls up to Elbaf and he's just like, you took everything from me. And Shanks really hit him with the, I don't even know who you are. Like, this man never even met Shanks. He never even met him. And it's implied that Ben Beckman took his arm, which, like, I guess he shot the arm off from a mile away, but, like, we don't know that for sure. We don't know that for sure. It's an implication. It could have been anybody. Like, what if Rockstar took Kid's arm? Like, let's just get another red-haired dude in the mix. People were saying Jay said it was the it was Monster the monkey. Like, the kid disrespect is on another level now, and I love it. Killer is a much better character. He's fleshed out. Like, let's just focus on the killer pirates. One Piece rating 1 to 10. 11 million billion. Matt said 398, best chapter ever. I will not be taking further questions. I Want to Live is phenomenal. Yes. Will I have a theory for theory this week? Yes. Do I know the guest? No. But I'm D King did not make the Reverie, so he's at the top of my list to reach out to. And I like the idea of doing a theory for theory with I'm D King, because he was the first person I ever collabed with, and the first person that, you know, I really talked with at length about Kurozumi Tama. So I think it's a fun way to kind of bring it back around. Brandon King said, do I like Jaya more than Skypiea? I do, because Bellamy is in Jaya, and I love Bellamy. Like, I think Bellamy is one of the, like, the best characters in One Piece. Like, Oda flexed writing Bellamy. I love it. Chin agrees, Impel Down over Marineford. Like, Sashiburi dana, Mugiwara. Like, that moment is better than anything in Marineford for me. Like, just crocodiles, like, introduction at Impel Down is top. Although Crocodile did flex in Marineford too. I do love all of it. It's so hard. It's so hard to put things over. It's so hard. But I mean, like, I remember... So here's my real reasoning between Impel Down and Marineford, is the weekly experience. Marineford was really hard to digest weekly, because it felt like you were just reading 6 pages and then that was it. Like, they were 6 crazy pages most of the time. But it was like, I almost wish Oda, like, I wish I just didn't read for 3 weeks and then I had, like, all of this stuff to take in. Whereas, like, Impel Down was digestible. It wasn't just fight after fight after fight. It was like, who's going to show up? Are we going to see this character? Are we going to see this? And then it, like, I love Mr. 3 also, one of my other favorite villains in the series. So, like, him getting thrown in there with Buggy and everything, and then Crocodile, my favorite villain. Man, so good. So good. Wrench said, kid got his arm taken by Monster. Let's be serious. Senbi said, massive Kurozumi Tama dub. You know this. Let the W's fly. It was an affiliate, Red Hair Pirate. It was part of his Grand Fleet. It wasn't even a crew member. It was one of the people hugging Shanks at the end of the chapter. Oh my god. And it's still no Bellamy video, Randy. You know, somewhere I have an entire analysis written on Bellamy that I just need to record. Matt said, okay, after cooking in chat, I gotta go cook dinner. Have a good one, chat. Congrats on your W's, I guess, Randy. Appreciate you dropping by, brother. Y'all think Vicky the Viking could take Kid's other arm? I really love the idea that that little kid could be named Vicky or Wiki, though. I do want that. Gudliff said, end of story. After many trials, Luffy's dream is to swim. One Piece is a one-piece swimsuit. Roger just had bile issues that prevented him to swim. Sounds like an episode of Bo 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 Bo. But hey. J-Bro said, don't underrate Wiper. He's a really good character, even if he does not come back again. I love Wiper. Like, I think he's a phenomenal character. Yep. Yep, everybody's saying bye to Matt, thanking him for dropping by. Love the wholesomeness in the chat, as always. Brandon said, I noticed something cool. Ace, captain of the Spade Pirates, fought Blackbeard, leading to a war. Now Law, captain of the Heart Pirates, is fighting Blackbeard. Oda cooking something massive for Law. If Blackbeard is involved, something massive is about to happen. Yes. We are in the... Like, this is the Sabati. So Blackbeard making his, moves and all of that in the background, like, that's what's going to get us to our Amazon Lily Impel Down and then Marineford, like, inversions for the final saga. And Law is going to have something massive to do with that as well, probably. Club Pirates incoming. Oh, we got Silvers in the chat. He said, I'm calling that a Shimotsky ghost saved Zoro from the Grim Reaper, like in Harry Potter. Props on the Tama call. Anything can happen. I mean, I feel like Oda's got to be a fan of Harry Potter because there's, a lot of people make references to, different things between One Piece and Harry Potter. What am I gonna think if Kid actually gets some good hits on Shanks and makes him bleed? Finally some, like, Kid development? Question mark? But either way.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I don't know. It's like, Oda said he had plans for Kid, like, now's the time to do it. And ultimately, and I mentioned this also, if his plan was to have Kid die by Shanks or something, to, like, have him, like, gain some sort of reverence with Luffy, and then Shanks kills him, and then it creates, like, a tension between him and Shanks. And that's why Oda has been so coy to give him too much development so that he doesn't fall in love with the character to the point where he can't kill the character. I don't know. I still feel like it would be great. I always say it, but if Kid died, like, that's the best thing he could do for the story. Nasty Ninja said, all that for a drop of blood.
All that for a drop of blood.
That's going to be Shanks. I mean, he's already got the, the whole Thanos vibe. He basically said, I don't even know who you are. So. Silver said blood means nothing. Exhaustion is what matters. I mean, if we're talking about, power scaling, I guess, if he wears, if he takes Shanks to the point of exhaustion, then all right, yeah. Godlift said Foxy took Kid's arm. Hey, I would love that. I would love that for Foxy. I would love that. Or are you talking about the guy that people think is Foxy that was hugging Shanks? That I thought did not look like Foxy at all. Please get the Thanos rewinding time meme. Yeah. Do I have Thanos saying he called me a madman? Because I think I do. Why have I not been playing? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
They called me a madman. And what I predicted came to pass.
They called me a madman. What I predicted came to pass. Axo said people are saying that's Foxy. I don't know. Someone said it in this stream. I can't remember who, but. And I went back and I looked and I was just like, this guy looks nothing like Foxy. Oh. Anybody that's been here the whole time, is there an SBS that I missed? Because I don't see a full list, but I went through everything that Artur had on his Twitter. And I loved going through this, guys. Like, seriously, like this was an insane SBS, and I'm glad I did a stream on it to like go through that Zoro business. Because if I read that on my own, I would have had to have a stream to be like, we need to talk about this right now to begin with. So, I don't know what else to talk about. My plan was to only stream for about an hour anyway. We're at an hour, 18 minutes or so. Go ahead and, we can save, the rest of the thoughts and everything like that for the Theory for Theory, which I want to do it on Sunday, but apparently I think Roger is like doing some sort of big stream and I don't want to step on Roger, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on Saturday. It also depends on Zach, I'm D King's schedule or whoever I can get to. So community posts, Discord, perhaps Twitter. Check out the latest video for more of my thoughts on 1076 and where I think 1077 could go. There's some fun theories in there. Drek the Drek said, serious question to you since you're a writer. How do you find joy in stories when you know how they're made? Every character is X-trope, X-writing scheme is at play. How are you not jaded by these formulaic things? I think it can be related to someone who really enjoys sports or video games. Because at the end of the day, you're seeing the same plays being called, you're seeing the same things, but it's the order in which that they go. Are they doing something new with it? The joy that I get when I read something or watch something that surprises me. If I'm watching or reading something, I'm like, I predict this, like blah blah blah, and I predict everything. But that's what I love about Oda is like I can predict things, but I can't predict everything, and I usually don't. And that's part of the fun. Like, am I right? Because Oda challenges me. He does swerve, and that's why I said I love it when I'm right. I love it even more when I'm wrong, because I'm surprised, and that's exactly what you're speaking to there. Yes, do I look at movies and media differently? Being in the film industry, yes, I do. I watch a movie, and not only am I like in the story, but sometimes I'm pulled out if it's a really good shot, if they're doing something really interesting with the camera, if the actor is like really in their bag, and it's just like, okay, now we're talking like Oscar performance here. That's the fun of it, The Oscars, that's like a Super Bowl for me. Put money on it, all that stuff. It's just like, okay, who's gonna win? There's a lot of ways to find joy. Yeah, I mean, there's aspects of it that you can still be jaded about. Rough days being on set and things like that. You're at the 20th hour, and it's just like, okay, are we done yet? But then there's days where you're on set or anything like that, and it's just like, wow, we blew up a lot of shit today, and that was really cool. Or what those actors did in that room was amazing today. There's ways to find joy. There really is. Chin said, Randy, thoughts on Oda's last line on the Kurozumi Tama reveal? What does Oda mean? Talking about how it speaks to a lot of things in society. I think that what he's saying there is essentially everything that I've ever talked about with what like Kurozumi Otama was birthed from in the beginning. It was never just about like Orochi could be the dad. And of course I have to preface myself because I needed to make sure that I didn't say Tama was the dad, like like the meme on the channel. But there was an element there where that could have been explored, but Oda decided to create the character Yamato and then give Momonosuke someone who already had that tie to their father's death, which is what I wanted Tama to be. But on a a deeper meta level, like everything that happened with the Kurozumi's persecution and everything, like that's what needs to be spoken for.
Another one.
And there are things like it even in the real world that need to be spoken for, spoken about, spoken to. So I think that's what he's getting to. It's Oda saying, I understand that there's a lot of deeper issues that I could have covered if I put this in the main story. And I apologize for not hitting and tackling those more political ideas. And I'm just here like, could we? Could we? Could we please? I have something for this.
Oh my god, like, can we talk about, like, the political and economic state of the world right now?
That's me right now. I'm Jaden. Could we please just talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Like, Jordy McT, welcome to the channel.
Another one.
I accidentally hit the big news button, but all of this stuff is big news. So, let's see. I'm gonna catch the last bits of the chat here, and then I'm gonna wrap everything up. See a lot of people talking about formula and Dizza brought up MODOK Performance of the Year. It's 2024. Definitely for the VFX on MODOK. That, you know, I mean, and this kind of goes into what Drek was talking about earlier. The Ant-Man was a little tough because of the formula. The Marvel movies in this entire phase, they found what worked. And it worked for, you know, the earlier phases because it was new then. But now it's like they understand what needs to happen in Act 1, 2, and 3, and they're just like trying to find different ways to move the parts, and it's like you can almost visibly see the formulas now. But then there's situations where like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness completely threw the formula out the window, but I also really hated that movie. Not because of the formula being thrown out, but because I just think it's a bad movie. But we're not going to get into that. But Ant-Man was just okay. It was just okay. It didn't do anything new. That's, you know, so there's problems there. There's problems. Rex said to my earlier points, that's beautiful, actually. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate that. It was a great question, and I, you know, enjoyed thinking about it. So, already said you got it, gang. Appreciate you. And AJ said I haven't seen a Marvel movie in a minute. Last one was Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't think you missed much. See you, Reese. I'm gonna get out of here too, guys. Oh wait, what's my favorite MCU movie? Winter Soldier, probably. Because it's a good superhero movie and it's also a good movie. And there's definitely a distinction there. Because it's like, I would call The Dark Knight a really great movie, but not a great superhero movie or a great Batman movie, but a great movie. Winter Soldier managed to balance both. And I did work on that one a little bit, but there's no bias involved there. It's just actually a really good movie. But the best, like the objectively best one is Infinity War. Infinity War is like timeless, the memes, everything, you know, Endgame as well. You know, like the fact that you led up to that, that is the Marine Ford of the MCU. Like the way Oda peppered all of the things in one piece to make Marineford work is what, you know, Feige and the rest of Marvel did to get to that moment. And that's what made it great. I feel like I'm missing an MCU movie that I really, really enjoy too, but yeah. What about The Dark Knight Rises? I mean, I love it for the memes. You know, worked on that one too. I just love Bane. I love Bane. Like, you know, it's so good. Give it back to you, the people. Chin said, did I like Thor 4? I actually did. And I think it was because people were saying like how bad it was. So I went into it with like super low expectations. And then I was just like, well, this was better than I thought. I don't know. Sometimes movies speak to you in a way that's indicative of a certain time in your life. So it's like, you know, that's why some movies resonate with people, you know, when they're older or when they're younger, or something that they liked when they're younger. They go back and they watch, and it doesn't really hold up to their perception of what it was back then, or vice versa. And I don't know, you know, was Thor 4 perfect? No. Did it have a lot of issues? Yeah. Did it speak to me at a certain time in my life? I guess. I don't know. Maybe I, you know, just liked a little bit of the romance angle in it that wasn't something that was really explored in the MCU to begin with. You know, does it have some weird tonal things? Yeah, but it's not tonally stretched to two opposites like Batman Forever or X3 Last Stand. I would call X3 Last Stand the worst superhero movie of all time. But, and then I would say like Batman Forever right after that. People were always like, but what about Batman and Robin? I was like, well, at least it was tonally consistent. Like, is it a good movie? No, but it was tonally consistent. Whereas Batman Forever, it's like, you have Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, they're both pretending to be the Joker. And you have Val Kilmer, who's really doing his best to do like a really serious Batman, but everybody else is just like laughing and giggling like it's 60s Batman, and he's trying to be like Robert Pattinson or Christian Bale, and it just is tonally just not there. But under the right direction and everything like that, he probably could have been a decent Batman. So super excited for The Flash. Ezra excluded, but yeah. It's fun. You know, we went from talking about the SBS to just BSing about movies. Gotta love it. Let's see. Do I think the MCU tackling time travel was a rushed decision? No, I think it worked. I think it worked for what they were trying to do. Drek said Captain Marvel bored and confused me, but I didn't care enough to question the odd things. Captain Marvel's, and look, I think Brie Larson is a phenomenal actress. Room is an amazing movie, and the second I saw it, I got to see an early screening. I was like, she's going to win an Oscar. She is, in my opinion, not the right choice for Captain Marvel. I think she would have been good in something else, or maybe she would have been good in the DC universe, but I don't think she works in that particular role. Like, when I think of Captain Marvel, I think of like Sarah Michelle Gellar during Buffy. You know, like that is the energy, and Brie just doesn't really have that. So that's where it kind of didn't translate, unfortunately. But maybe in the new one, she'll, there's a way to grow into roles as well. As you guys are asking me all these like superhero questions, and you're gonna have me turn this into a 2-hour stream. Jen says she's great in independent movies. I agree. But I am going to wrap things up, guys. And I appreciate everybody for coming through and not only celebrating the W, but just hanging out. Appreciate the community. This is our W. It's ours. It's W for the Savage Pirates. Okay? And if you're just joining, like, comment, subscribe. If you're feeling the vibe, I'm gonna go eat something. Harry was like, I was just about to say the same thing. Didn't he say he was rapping? I did, and then people were asking questions that it's like, okay, I really want to talk about all of this. All right. Nasty Ninja said, I love Carol Danvers in the comics. Buffy energy for sure, yeah. All right. Randy, when will we see a Vicky the Viking reaction now that we're on LDAF? Like, actually watching the old show? I think that little kid that was asking Shanks to join the crew, I think that's going to be the Vicky the Viking representation of the arc. that was a great thing that came up during the stream. All right, later everybody. Keep an eye out for the Theory for Theory announcement. Later.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.